Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tyler. This is Pockets Full of Comics. This is where we talk about comic books and collectibles in general. Today we're doing a little bit of a different video. We are in my office at work. Just wanted to keep content coming out, and I brought some books with me to show off while I'm on break. Also to plug into the CGC app and submit my forms and print out the submission forms and get these sent off to CGC before their prices increase. So you guys know their prices are increasing. I can't remember by how much exactly, but I wanted to get these in before that happens. This is kind of a stack of books that I was questioning whether I wanted to grade them or not. But those of you who have watched the channel for an extended period of time have realized that I really do like having a slabbed copy of the book. You could read all these books online now. I have so many comics now that the smell and the whatever you want to call it, the luster of the comic book, having it in hand, is still very accessible. So I don't need every single one of them to be that way. I have a ton of raw books. I want to slab the ones I want to slab. So if I can say anything, a lot of people frown upon slabbing the comic books because then they're locked in. You can't read them. You definitely can read them. It's your collection. They're your books. Do whatever you please with them. So that being said, though, feel free to drop me a comment and let me know if you would slab any of these books or if you would slab none of these books. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I'd just be curious, for your opinion. So we're going to go through them. I want to show them off, and I'll talk a little bit about why I'm slabbing them, what my thoughts are, and we'll go from there. So first off, this is the first book I'm going to show, and I'll preface this by saying that I cleaned and pressed all of these comics myself. And I'm really new to cleaning and pressing, which is partially why I'm sending some of these off, is because I want to see how my cleaning and pressing holds up and what these come back as. I've only really graded up until this point Golden Age comics, so I'm unfamiliar with how hard they are on these newer comics. And these are still vintage comics. I mean, these are from the 70s and 80s, but this book specifically is from 1982, and there are 7,900 of these blue labels on the census. So people slab this book. Why am I slabbing this book? Because I absolutely love that cover, and I think this one is in great condition. If I was to guess, which this is a complete guess because, like I said, I've never sent anything this new into CGC before, other than that giant size X-Men you saw. But this is a complete guess. If I was to guess, this is like an 8.5. But I have no idea. But that's why we're going to send it and see. A 9.0 in this book is like a $75 to $80 book, $75 to $100 book. So, if we hit that, great. If we don't, I don't really care because it's going to go in my PC and I'll hold on to it for the future to someday pass down to my kids, and it will be slabbed and protected. So this is the first book, Wolverine #2. The script is by Chris Claremont. Cover is by Rubenstein and Frank Miller. Just a beautiful book, and the story is the Wolverine fights ninjas in Japan. So let me know if you have this book, what you think of this cover. It's one of my favorites. So that's book number 1. Book number 2, I really contemplated whether or not I wanted to send this. I recently picked this one up. I paid $2 for it. This is Wonder Woman Fantastic Issue #1. The main reason I decided to send this is because I love the cover. I think it's a great shot there of Wonder Woman. And B, I think it's high grade, and I cleaned and pressed it, and I just want to see. It's kind of a test the waters, for $20 or $30, whatever it costs me to grade this. I want to see where we land here. So this is from 1987. There are 2,800 of these on the census, blue labels. It's a George Perez cover. A 9.6, that $100 range probably. So it's got a grade high to make it worth it. It's a newsstand issue, but I think that this is probably a 9.2 type copy, which I would be happy with. So anything above a 9.0 on these, I'll be really happy with some of them. So yeah, this one was borderline. Really thought about it, decided, I'm sending books. I'm throwing it in. Next, this is one of my favorite books that I picked up in that recent collection you guys saw me find. I paid $2 for this book. It is in fantastic condition. want to talk a little bit more about this book because I really do love this cover. I like this book. I read this book. I just really enjoy it. So that's the main reason I'm getting it slabbed. So this is issue 109. This is from February of 1978. Edited by Archie Goodwin. This is, Marvel Comics. Pencils were by Dave Cockrum. Inks by Terry Austin. And one of the keynotes is there are page replies by Chris Claremont. I'm kind of, cheating here and reading some of this as I go through, but I wanted to make sure I got it right. What else is on here? So notes, Wolverine is first called the Weapon X and Logan in here, and Alpha Flight is mentioned for the very first time in this book as well. What else? Let's see here. Yeah, so first Weapon Alpha, which I just said. There are 3,052 blue labels on the CGC census and 3,338 purple labels. A lot of restored copies, it looks like. So available right now, you can get a CGC 9.0 for $200, a 6.0 for $100, a 9.4 for $350, 9.2 with a signature for $500. So anywhere from that $100 to $300 or $400 copy, depending on the grade. I think that this is probably like a kind of an alignment there with that 8.0, 8.5 type range. We'll see how it goes. If somehow it pulled a 9.0, I'd be ecstatic. But once again, I don't want to lean too hard on the values. You got to kind of talk about it because that's, kind of the main thing of grading. But a lot of this for me is grading the book because I just want to have it in a slab. So, yeah, super happy with that pickup. That cover is just a freaking awesome cover. It's gonna look amazing in a slab. I can already tell. Okay, so I'm grading a book that I picked up for $1. And, I recently posted that video and everybody said, oh, those comics weren't worth the buy. You lost on that video. Some people said, oh, it's a great pickup. You get kind of a little bit of everything. And that's cool. I just appreciate the views in the comments. But this is Rust #1. This is way newer than anything I've ever sent. And it's in fantastic condition. I mean, it's definitely over a 9.0 for sure. But the main purpose for me sending this is the key portion of this is the full page ad, the first full page ad of Spawn in the back here. So I did flip through this. It is there. It is clean. Everything is like brand new in this book. So I'm just going to slab it up. I think, over a 9.0, it's a $100 slab. So I thought it was cool. So we're sending it. So anyways, yeah, that's that one. I didn't look up everything in notes, but I see a lot of people slab this book. I can't remember the key significance of this. If it's, someone remind me in the comments. I can look it up, but I forgot to before this video. I just see a ton of people slab it, and this is a nice copy. I like the cover. We're gonna send it off. Throw it in the pile, right? I love doing unboxings, CGC unboxings, and I am genuinely curious to how some of these different aged comics grade. So that one's from 1989, I think. Then we have this one. This is Death of the Phoenix, 1980. This came out of that giant collection buy. Paid $2 for this book. It is square bound, 75 cents. And it is in fantastic condition. There are no rips, no tears. Honestly, this one, I'm going to probably lean on that 8.5 number for everything, but like this one could pull a 9.0. This thing's really clean, or a little higher than a 9.0. I think that some of these might shock me. Some of them might not. I hope they do, but I'll let you guys kind of judge. I mean, it's just a beautiful book. So yeah, from 1980 to be in this greatest shape. And such a great cover. I'm just gonna go ahead and get her slabbed up. Okay, next is the X-Men #96. This is the first Moira McTaggart. Really cool cover. Got the green monster there. 1975. I have a thing for yellow covers. Any sort of yellow, I think is awesome. I think the X-Men, the blue and the red, really pops on that yellow. Just a cool cover. So it does have a little bit of wear and tear to it, but overall pretty high grade. So the unboxing, I'll do that on my channel once I get these back so we can see. I mean, like I said, I am completely guessing when it comes to grades. I have no idea how these are going to come back, but that's part of the reason why I'm sending them. So this is first Killmonger, Black Panther, number 6. Almost all of these came from that same collection, other than you know, the Wonder Woman and the Rust book. Those were a different one, but this is 1973 Marvel. I love Black Panther. I love Killmonger. I love those movies. I had a blast cleaning and pressing and smelling and appreciating this comic, you know, just flipping through it. I flipped through the whole book. I cleaned it. I pressed it. We'll see how I did. So these actually came from a complete different collection. I'm gonna show them both to you at the same time because I really know nothing about them, other than when you look them up, they have some value. So this is Lady Death. This is number 1 from the first series right here. It's a chrome type shiny cover, black cover, which makes it tricky to be, you know, in good condition. But this one, I mean, is super clean. The black is all in really nice shape. So we're sending it off. This will probably be one that actually I do end up selling and flipping to buy stuff that I enjoy. But the condition and the cover, I think, warrants this one being sent off. Same goes for the next one. I don't know anything about it other than it looks like it's brand new. It's Lady Death, Chaos Comics, Lady Death in Lingerie, number 1. It's like this leather cover. I don't know if you guys can see that, but literally the whole book is like leather, which is really cool. So I think these two will look nice in a slab. It will be good trade bait or, you know, books to flip to buy books that I would like. So Lady Death isn't necessarily anything I collect, but we're gonna give it a shot there. So you guys have seen me show this book. I am buying this book left and right. It is a cheap book to buy, the Avengers 257. First Nebula, it's cheap, it's easy to get. I want a high grade and I don't want to pay for it that's already slabbed. I would rather buy a high grade copy, send it off, clean it, press it, send it off, get it slabbed myself, and save that money there. So this one's definitely 9.4, 9.6 range. I paid like $10 on eBay for it, to be honest with you. So we'll see how it goes. One of my favorite books. I picked this one up for $1, which is wild. I thought Masters of the Universe number 1 in a high grade. I mean, it's probably a 8590. Masters of the Universe, one of my favorite things. I love He-Man, Skeletor, all the things. Love the Castle Grayskull. The toys are awesome. I used to actually have some of these toys and I got rid of them and I kind of regret it. They weren't in not high grade. They weren't in good condition, so it's not a big deal. I could probably replace those toys someday. I wouldn't mind having a little shelf of, like, you know, kind of the main toys there. But what's tough with these toys, I know this is a comic book, but with these toys are all the little accessories and, you know, being knowledgeable on those and collecting all those. But I do love this line. I love Masters of the Universe. I think there's a movie coming out, so really cool comic. I'm sending it off. It'll be in the PC, so, you know. And then you guys saw this in my last video. I just recently picked this up off eBay. This is Strange Tales 169. Just iconic Brother Voodoo cover there. Romita cover. I want this in a slab. So it is headed to CGC. I cleaned and pressed it. You know, I think it's probably like a 5.0 copy. So hopefully like a 5.0. So anyways, that's it. Like 13-ish books that are going to CGC. Hopefully we do well. It's going to be a learning curve and experience for me because mainly in the past and all I've ever sent are Golden Age or older books. So we'll see how mean CGC can be to these books and go from there. Speaking of CGC, I was just looking at my submissions, and I sent 5 Golden Age Detective comics to CGC back on 9/13. So it's been over 120 days that those books have been sitting at CGC, and they're still in grading phase. So hopefully I get those back soon. It's kind of unfortunate that it seems like you're almost forced to pay for the fast track. So fast track is an extra $15. If you don't pay for fast track, like if I fast tracked those 5 books, I probably would have got them back in like 40 days, 50 days, right? Which is reasonable, but I did not fast track them. So I feel like they're sitting in the corner, like a dingy old corner at CGC, just getting abandoned until, I don't know, until they run out of books or something. I'm not sure, but it's been over 120 days for those 5 books. I can't imagine that they're that swamped. Maybe they are, and I'm just being sassy about it, but I don't mind, waiting 40, 50 days, 60 days. That's fine, but you start getting to over 100 days, and it's kind of aggressive. So hopefully I get those back. I've got some magazines there that I did do fast track on that are coming back, like First Star-Lord, some of those really cool magazines you guys saw me pick up, and they're already in grading phase. So hopefully I get those back at the same time as those vintage books I sent. Yeah, I don't know, and we'll see how long these take. I'm just sending these as the standard whatever. I'm not going to fast track them, so I'm sure that maybe next January, we'll see these books back. But what I learned, I used to ship a lot of cards with grade a lot of cards with PSA, and what I learned is you kind of just send them off and forget about them. If you sit there and every day you're checking to see where they're at, like, it just gets frustrating. So little tip there, if you're grading comics or cards, just send them off and be happy when you get them back, right? So anyways, I appreciate you all. Last little thing I wanted to shout out first, if you haven't liked and subscribed to this channel, please do so. And if you do like watching comic book content, a friend that I met through YouTube and Instagram just created his own channel. It's brand new. He just dropped his first video. It's called Outer Worlds Comics. He found a killer book under his staircase, one that I've found before in the past that's super high value. So check out his comic channel, give it a like, give it a subscribe. He's a good dude. Show him some love, welcome him to the community like you guys did to me. I would appreciate that. So appreciate y'all. Stay warm out there. It's cold here. So yeah, I don't know. That's all I got for today. Have a good one. Bye.